Good morning guys, and welcome back to another van vlog. And today I want to share with you my first ever trip out with my wife, then girlfriend, on my R1. And it's a good story. It's a bit long, so bear with me because it's got a big doozy in the middle of it. So yeah, let's go on. So what happened is, obviously she's always expressed coming out on the bike, and we've been dating a few months, so I said, yeah, let's go out and have a bit of fun. So I got a load of kit so she's safe, warm, comfortable, and the day came. And so I went round, picked her up, explained to her, if you ever have any trouble or problems, just tap my thigh or tap somewhere on me and I'll slow down, and we can discuss what the problem is. And obviously if it's a speed thing, I'll slow down. If it's discomfort, we can stop and sort that out as well. So yeah, simple enough. So on the road we get. And with any of you guys that ride bikes as well, you know that the minute you're getting above 30-40 mile an hour, it's almost impossible to hear each other. So you've got to be going slow. You pop your visors open and have a discussion, whatever. So anyway, we get on the road. There's a lovely loop we do. It's about 75 miles that goes through everything from kind of fast A road to twisting B road and along by the sea. So it's got everything. It's got beautiful views, nice wooded stuff, and a bit of fast stuff as well. So, you know, I've got everything. She's got all the remit of riding. So it was a kind of a good way to start the first time she goes on the bike. Anyway, we get going, go through a little village. So I'm chatting away to her, just going nice and gentle, and I tell her, right, so we're just going to kind of get going. I'll go at a medium speed so you can feel what it's like to lean for the first time on a bike, and braking, yeah, put a hand on the tank when I brake, so she just get the general feeling for it and give us some confidence. So we get going, do a few miles. I slow down at the next village and she's absolutely happy. She's loving it, really enjoying it, and just everything seems brilliant. So okay, so if that's the case, I'll up the speed a bit and see how we get on. So that's what I do, and I up the speed a bit more, so we're leaning a bit further over. And I'm trying to keep the heavy braking to a minimum, so it's not confusing her. But anyway, get to the next village, and again, still she's absolutely loving it. She's telling me to go faster, and I'm not confident to go too fast with someone that's just so new to going out on bikes. So I'm like, yeah, I don't mind, I will go a bit quicker, but I don't want to go silly. We'll see how we get on. Get a few more miles in, get to another tiny little village. You know, no, let's go fast. She's pushing and pushing and pushing to go faster. So okay, I do up the speed, and we, you know, and actually the faster we seem to be going, the more she seems to be enjoying it, which is brilliant. And I'm like, right, okay, she's obviously very comfortable. She's taken to it like a duck to water. So I'm like, right, okay. She's obviously a bit of a thrill seeker, which is great because it's exactly what I am. And I knew what was coming up. There's a really sharp uphill corner followed by an arrow straight bit of road. In the middle of this road is a hump, which is, it's not really steep, but there is a hump there. And after the hump, it's like a big long mellow downhill. So I said to her, I slowed down and I said, right, what I'll do, you seem to be loving it. I said, I'll do a nice gradual wheelie. So instead of, like, any of you guys that ride motorbikes know that you can just clutch up a wheelie and it just picks up and then you just carry it. It's fine. And on your own, obviously with someone that knows what they're doing on the back, it's perfectly easy to do that. But when you've got a complete novice on the back, that's not a good way to go, because you could be lobbing them off the back of the bike. So it's easier to raise the front wheel by just using a rise and just powering on, just lifting the front and carrying it down the road. So that is what I intended to do. That's what I told her. She was well up for it. She's like, yeah, that sounds amazing, let's do it. So it's fine. I said, so what I'll do, when we get to this part of the road, I'll tap you on your thigh so you know what's coming, and we'll tuck in, hold tight, and I'll just gently carry the wheelie for a bit, drop it down so she knows how it feels and gets all the sensations. So she said, yeah, brilliant. So anyway, we get to this part of the road. I give her a tap on the hip. She tucks in nice and close, and we go up the road. Get to this rise, and I just gently throttle on a bit more. It's a powerful bike, it doesn't take a lot. But what I hadn't taken into account was the extra weight on the bike. Now, don't get me wrong, my wife is tiny, she weighs basically nothing. But the extra weight on the bike had done what's called preloading the suspension. So as I was going up this rise, preloading is when it, well, as it sounds like, it preloads, so it sets the suspension so it starts to drop as you climb up. So as we got to the rise, or the top lip of this rise, where the front was meant to lift, the suspension basically bounced us off and we jumped. So instead of carrying this lovely graceful wheelie down the road, we took off. And you know, obviously we weren't hanging around, so we did fly a decent distance. Now don't get me wrong, it wasn't a motocross jump, so we didn't fly 30 feet in the air. We just carried a very long, low jump. And the reason I knew is because she completely come off the seat and her knees were underneath my armpits. And obviously you just go into instant panic mode. But luckily it was just a long, low jump, so you barely felt the takeoff, and the only real reason is her legs coming up my body and going into my armpits, and also you had a very graceful, to be honest, landing. It didn't even bottom the suspension out, it just landed, done. But obviously I'm in my head freaking out. I totally didn't expect it to happen. It wasn't meant to happen. It was completely my fault. Silly thing to do. And so as soon as we landed, I slowed down. I was panicking. I was expecting to get absolutely shouted and sworn at, and so I just slowed down. I opened my visor. I was like, here we go, let's have it. And I leant back and I'm like, I am so unbelievably sorry. I'm really sorry. And I look back waiting for it, and she's laughing her head off, going, that was amazing, go back and do it again, but this time go faster. I'm like, what? She goes, oh yeah, it was phenomenal, can we do it again? I'm like, no, that is ridiculous. I said, I didn't mean to do it. I am really sorry. I just wanted to do a nice gentle long wheelie. And so I was mortified, and she was buzzing, absolutely loved it. And then I was like, wow, this girl is as stupid as I am, really. And it kind of blew me away how fearless she was, absolutely fearless. And so I just said, well, let's just keep going on the ride, I think. And so anyway, closed the visors down, and the rest of the ride I basically rode like I was on my own. She was no hindrance at all to being on the bike. She leant as far as I leant, you know, there was no issues at all. And we had an amazing ride, and I was just beaming inside, glowing. This woman was amazing. So we finished the ride and got back, and I dropped her off, and I was like, oh, so, you know, would you like to go out again? She said, yeah, we'll go out whenever you like. That was phenomenal. She said, I loved it. So I gave her a kiss and rode off, and I didn't stop smiling for hours. My face hurt from smiling so much. It was that good. Brilliant. And yeah, that was pretty much the beginnings of an amazing relationship, and having lots of fun and doing lots of things, which is what I want to share with you guys, you know, on this channel. So I hope you enjoyed that little story, and you took from it what you took from it. You know, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Cheers.